Good morning, Mrs. Boswell.
Now, Rhoda, Miss Berriman tells me that you say that there are some drugs in one of the women's rooms.
That's right, madam.
What sort of drugs?
I've no idea. I don't involve myself in that sort of filth.
Very well. Will you please tell me whose room?
Oh, I couldn't grasp, madam.
Couldn't you? I gather you've also spoken of a woman who's got a considerable amount of money hidden on her.
A fiver at least she must have. She keeps it in her knickers.
Who does? You realise that these are very serious charges, that if you are not prepared to substantiate them by giving me full details, there's really no point in you wasting my time nor that of my staff.
Thank you, madam. It's very good of you to see me, madam. Oh, I do like the new curtains.
I'm glad you approve.
Oh, I could have done a better job on the hems, mine. Miss Flowers says I'm the neatest sewer she's ever had in the therapy class. She's letting me enter for the prize this year.
That's splendid. I suggest you devote all your time to that in future and less on letting your imagination run riot.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Good morning.
Miss Berriman. In a prison of this size, there's always a great deal of gossip and rumour-mongering. But we must learn to sort out fantasy from fact.
Yes, madam.
Now, Rhoda has a history for this sort of thing. Most of it is pure invention, dreamed up for the sole intention of getting herself into the limelight. Well, you saw her just now.
Yes, madam.
Now, there's a very thin line between encouraging gratuitous tale-telling and missing an item of importance. And that's something that's not covered by any rule book. It's an instinct that we must all learn to develop.
I understand, madam.
I've been to see Mrs. Boswell. Asked to see me special, she did. She wanted my opinion of her new curtains. Do you do sewing?
I did have a machine. I don't now.
I don't mean by machine. I mean by hand. Embroidery. Miss Flowers is entering me for the Cursor Award. Arts and Crafts section. You must have seen my cloth.
I don't go to therapy.
Oh, Miss, come, I'll show you my cloth. A work of art, Miss Flowers.
Shut up about that bloody thing, will you?
How was the playgroup?
Exhausting. Quite fun.
What on earth's this? Our new wallpaper?
Potato art.
Oh.
Caroline did it. It's a present for Auntie Beth.
That was kind.
You must be joking. Little Caroline's a 4-year-old candidate for your illustrious establishment.
Oh, dear. Poor little Caroline. Written off at the tender age of 4. I was politely carpeted for doing that yesterday.
Oh?
By the governor. Oh, they've invited us for dinner on Saturday night, by the way.
Oh,
I said it'd be all right.
yes.
Oh, we are free. Claire and Philip.
It was last Thursday.
Oh, well, I did tell you it was impossible
Yes,
for me
of
that
course.
night.
Besides, this is your career, business. They were just my friends.
Don't give a damn about my career. Not like that.
I know.
You go on as though I was some kind of supercharged, ambitious monster.
Well, I wish you were. At least there'd be some point.
There is a point, Beth. But you don't want to understand.
So who did you write off? Well, you said you'd been carpeted.
Oh, it was rather more subtle than that. Mrs. Boswell didn't actually say, she implied that I was giving up on one of our more difficult inmates.
Doesn't sound like the Charles Radley I know used to love. What was the case?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, I'm interested.
Are you? Girl of 22, convicted prostitute. Been soliciting since she was 12. Got a record as long as your arm for everything you can think of. And a few you can't. Currently doing 5 years. She decoyed a bloke in a pub. Her boyfriend mugged him. She stood there. She may even have lent a helping foot. Either way, the bloke wound up with a ruptured spleen, a fractured spine, and lost the sight of one eye.
That's ghastly.
Yeah.
The girl must be evil.
Oh, no, Beth. You don't understand. It's not as simple as that.
All over a bloody sewing machine. Begging your pardon, madam.
But you did sell it, Molly. And it wasn't yours to sell. It belonged to the hire purchase company.
But I owed the club man as well, and he was turning real nasty.
You can't rob Peter to pay Paul.
And the time before that, the time they gave me a suspended sentence, he'd left me. I'd a right to go on the security.
You also had a right to let them know that he'd come back, but you didn't. You went on claiming the money.
I needed it.
You've got 3 children, all working.
The lads still run short in the middle of the week. You know how lads are. I'd sub 'em a few bob.
How about your daughter?
She's 19 now, Sheila, and a lovely girl. They all comment. She's a real fashion plate. Every week something new.
From the clothing club.
I like to see her looking nice. I never grudged her.
It's not a question of grudging, Molly. You couldn't afford it. You should have been honest with them.
I didn't like to say no.
Discipline isn't a dirty word, Molly. It means caring, loving a child to prepare him properly for his place in the world outside, not indulging him so much that he expects everything to be handed to him on a plate the way your children have had it from you. Do you understand that?
Yes, madam. I think so.
What about your husband? Didn't he realize you were getting into debt?
He never asked.
Yes, well, most husbands are like that to a certain extent. But if we simply can't cope, it's up to us to tell them, isn't it?
I suppose.
Molly, you've been here almost 3 months. And this is the first time that you've made a private application to see me.
I'm sorry, madam.
I'm delighted.
What?
Yes. And joining the occupational therapy group, I think, is a splendid idea. I only wish you'd done it before.
Didn't seem no point.
Why do you say that?
Well, they teach you things there. I'm getting on. I'm nearly 50.
Your children have grown up now, and you've got a whole new life of your own to lead. I can't think of a better time for you to learn new things.
It had something to do with what you said about that postcard.
Why, you changed your mind?
There were dozens of them, but I picked that one. Not because he was a famous artist.
Cézanne.
What?
Cézanne.
Never even heard of him. I just liked it. But it was that I'd chose something, decided, not for the house or the kids, for me.
Escort duty tomorrow.
Oh, no. Where this time?
Lincoln, Maureen Collins.
She should be pleased at any rate. How long has she been on remand?
3.5 months.
Up at the crack of dawn again.
Well, you be thankful. There's 15 on escort tomorrow. It's going to be merry hell here.
I'm sure you'll cope.
Of course. Isn't it lucky we all love working a 14-hour day?
Hello, Miss Harker.
Hello, Rhoda. Well, how's the famous tablecloth coming along?
Oh, a treat, miss.
Well, best of luck with it.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, Miss Harker.
Janice,
Thank
would you do
I'm
that
sure.
in your own
Much
home?
appreciated.
Of course she will. You shut your face, you silly bitch.
All